Hi, this is Tim Allen, and this is what we're going to call the 4-2-1 kitchen. And the reason for that is everything we're going to try and present will either be made for 4 servings, 2 servings, or 1 serving. Now today we're going to start with something real simple. It can be for any amount of servings you want, depending upon how many you make, and it's what we're calling a pocket pie. So what you need is your favorite filling, which here what we used is strawberry and rhubarb. This is rhubarb that we grew this past summer and froze. And then we have strawberries we bought at the store. And the whole recipe is right here on the Kraft Minute Tapioca box. And it's right on the back. You can see everything. We didn't want to waste time showing you all that, but that's all that's right here. And then if you have a favorite pie crust, you can use that. We're using a store-bought crust, which are these right up in here. So the first thing what we're going to create is right in here. And so these pocket pies are what we're going to make. They're really cool. They're great with a scoop of ice cream, and these come out really, really nice. This one just came out of the oven. I can show you this one here. Really nice, and when they freeze up, you can either rewarm them back in this air fryer, and that's what we're doing them in, is an air fryer, so there's no oil, very little heating up your house and baking. And this is an Emerald air fryer we got off of QVC, but you can use anything you want. So let's start with the pie filling. So we got to get the pie crust. Now if the pie crusts are cold, we found that if you put them in for about 15 to 20, 25 seconds, they'll loosen up enough that you can put them right out and use them. So we're going to spread this out. And I've got some parchment paper down, a little bit of flour. And we're going to take our paring knife and we're just going to split it right down the middle. So we split it down the middle and we're going to separate them a little bit, and you'll see why here in a minute. That's going to give us an opportunity to crimp them down a little bit later. Now you take a fork. Now all you got to do is you're kind of guesstimating on this, but you're looking for about the halfway point. And then I'm going to score this about a ½ inch inside that point. So when I'm putting down filling, you'll be able to see what your boundary is and where you're eventually going to put your egg wash later. And so then you can kind of mirror that other one on the other side. Again, this is pretty much approximated. And so you got two little triangles there ready to go. So then I take a tablespoon, and we're going to try and keep this pie filling as dry as possible, because the wetter it gets, the more of a wet circle it'll leave on the bottom of the pocket pie after you bring it out. And so you fill it in, trying to keep it inside the lines. We're all taught to color inside the lines when we were a kid. Some of us figured that out. Some of us are rogues. You know who you are. Don't want to gyp anybody out of some pie, so fill it up as much as you can. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And if you get a little juice working, like I've got in the bottom of ours, you can just kind of squeeze it out as you bring it up. And so each of these pocket pies, of course when you buy these you get 2 of these rolls in each pre-made pie crust at the store. So it's enough to make 4 of these pocket pies. And what you make for a regular pie will more than fill up 2 of these. So 4 of these halves, 2 complete things. And so you might want to buy extra. So then we're going to we have a little egg wash here that we've done, a little bit of egg with a little bit of water, and we're just going to go right around the edge of this to help seal it up. Not a ton, but just enough to make sure that it's going to try and stay closed. And then we're going to fold them over. So we fold them over and try and match up the edges. Kind of push them down just a little bit. And the pie dough will stretch a little bit, so you can play with it a little bit. And at this point, once you've got them down a little bit, go ahead and dust them off. That flour just helps it from not sticking to the parchment or to the tabletop or whatever it is you're using. If I really was going to geek out, I'd use canned air on this, but so we dust those off, And then we're going to crimp it around the loose edges. Don't need to go too deep, just enough to make sure that it's going to hold together there, and use that egg wash that we put inside to seal it. Now we came up with the idea from these from seeing some what they call pasty pies over at Sherry's Bakery in Phillipsburg. And the reason we wanted to make these is my wife's dad, Jim, over in Butte, really likes Dee's strawberry rhubarb pie. And but once you crack into a pie, you either got to eat it or give it away or throw it away, and that's a waste of pie. You don't waste pie. So what we're doing here is he's able to take these. We made him about 12 of these. He freezes them. Now he's got pie whenever he wants them. So now we're going to take that egg wash again, and we're going to go right back over what we just did there. And we'll give this one a bath too. It's going to go in. Now we will do these one at a time just because the air fryer doesn't have quite enough room in there for 2 of these. And once you get them all painted up, again with our paring knife, we want to cut a little vent, and I like to do kind of a 3-prong cut in from each corner, and just to kind of give them a little bit of a pattern. And there's your pie. Now we're going to use the air fryer over here. Again, we'll pull this bad boy out, and if you go to the wide angle here, you can kind of see in there. And then we'll scoop one out, put it in there. You can see that there. We're going to go right there. So you turn it back on. It comes on at 370. You're going to hit the time, take it down to 12 minutes. 370, 12 minutes, and off we go. So we'll be back in just a second, and we'll show you what the final outcome is. Okay, and that is the end of our cook cycle right there. So you very carefully just pop the top on that, bring it out, and what we made earlier, there is your new pocket pie. And so really easy to make. We can kind of show you here, even though it's a little wet, you'll see this one's got a little bit of a wet spot on the bottom, but they'll freeze up. Oop, I just cracked that one. I guess we're eating that one tonight, huh, babe? Well, since I did that, let's just go ahead and give you an idea. You can now see the inside of the pie. Really nice, really hot, really good to go. So we're going to be eating that. So that's it on the pocket pies. We'll have the recipe link in the video and also on our website for the 421 Kitchen. This is Tim Allen.